There's still time. As Torah Jews, we fervently believe that there's still a possibility. Im kol ze achaka lo b'chol yom sheyavo. We believe that Mashiach could come at any moment, that the Beis Hamikdash can be rebuilt at any day. So there's still time. Even though Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, the calendar is getting closer. This week, Tisha B'Av will be upon us. There's still time. That Tisha B'Av will be a different kind of a day this year. Megillas Eicha tells us, Yirmiyahu Hanavi says, Kara alai moed, that the day of Tisha B'Av will one day be a moed, it will one day be a Yom Tov. And Chazal explains to us it will be an incredible, joyous day. So it's still possible. But if it doesn't happen, then we have to be prepared to observe another Tisha B'Av as a day of mourning, as the saddest day on the Jewish calendar, as a day that Chazal call a Yom Muchan LePuranos, a day that was already prepared for Puranos, for terrible tragedy. Back from the times when the Bnei Yisrael and the Jewish people were in the Midbar, in the desert, and the Meraglim returned, the spies returned with their evil report about the land of Israel. On that night, Hashem said, that night, the night of Tisha B'Av, would forever be a night that the Jewish people would cry. And so if we have to observe Tisha B'Av as the saddest day on the Jewish calendar, and not only remembering the destruction of both Batei Mikdash, but all of the tragedies and all of the calamities that have taken place, and all the lives that have been lost throughout the years and the generations on this night and the following day, then we have to make sure that we're sincere in our observance. The Gemara Maseches Tanis tells us, Kol mis'abel al Yerushalayim zoche v'roeh b'nechem asa, that a person, anyone who is mis'abel, who mourns over Yerushalayim, zoche merits v'roeh, and sees b'nechem asa, its comfort. And the Chassam Sofer asks a question which seems to be so obvious it's jumping off the Daf of Gemara. And the question is, why did the Gemara use the language in present tense, zoche v'roeh, that person who mourns for Yerushalayim sees, merits, and sees its comfort? How is it possible in the present tense it should say the future tense? That if a person mourns for Yerushalayim now, yizke v'yireh, that they will merit and they will see the comfort of Yerushalayim. So the Chassam Sofer answers so beautifully, and he says that the mourning over Yerushalayim itself is already the comfort. How so? How are we to understand that? So he explains that the fact that we can sit on the ground and say Eicha, the fact that we can sit and say Kinos, the fact that we can mourn and that we fast and that we don't wear shoes for 25 hours, thousands of years after the Batei Mikdash were destroyed, and it's never been forgotten throughout the generations, but all of our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. And this is still a day in which we have not forgotten the loss of the Batei Mikdash. We have not forgotten the loss of so many Jewish lives, all the tragedies on this day. That within itself, the mourning, the Avelos, says the Chassam Sofer, is the hope. It's the hope that there will be a nechama, that there will be a comfort for Yerushalayim, that there is a future that looks different than this one, that there is a future in which the day of Tisha B'Av will not be a day of sadness, but as I mentioned before, will be a day of great joy. And so what is our task? Our task is to be sincere, is to really feel the Avelos, the mourning. It's for us to really understand that Tisha B'Av as a sad day represents the distance between the Jewish people and HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Hashem. If Hashem wasn't so distant from us, we would have a Beis Hamikdash where we could worship Him. But there's been a distance that's taken place, and we ask Hashem to bring us back, to return us so that we won't have any more tragedy, so that there won't be any more terrible times for Klal Yisrael, and that we can bask in the glory and the beauty of the third Beis Hamikdash that we daven will come during our times. And so that's the reason, says the Chassam Sofer, Kol mis'abel al Yerushalayim, the Gemara's words, that a person who mourns for Yerushalayim, zoche v'roeh b'nechem asa and b'simchasa, that person will merit and see the nechama, the comfort and the joy of Yerushalayim, will be able to do so today, Because if we invest in the mourning, we'll inevitably reap the benefits of our investment, of our hard work, of our sincerity, of our mourning, by seeing the Beis Hamikdash rebuilt with our own eyes. Bimheira b'yameinu. Amen.